Listen up, my friend. There's massive Celtic news breaking, and you're going to want to hear every bit of it, from the SPFL winding up the Rangers mob after Trusty's heroics to a huge move in the works for one of Scotland's brightest young midfielders, and an absolutely shocking update on a top European manager who's just turned down the Celtic job. Stick around till the very end. We have 6 news a day to keep you updated with the mighty Celtic. Hit that subscribe button and be part of it. Right, let's talk about Auston Trusty, because by the looks of it, he's just become public enemy #1 over at the blue end of Glasgow, and honestly, I'm loving every single second of it. Now, if you were at Hampden or glued to the telly like the rest of us, you'll know exactly what I mean when I say Trusty absolutely bossed it. Strong, calm, composed, and just when the Rangers mob thought they could rattle him, he hit them with a performance that'll live rent-free in their heads for weeks. Man of the match, the Celtic badge shining under those Hampden lights, and the big American showing the fight we've been missing at the back since Carter Vickers took that knock. But here's where it gets even sweeter. The SPFL posted their team of the week, and who's sitting there proudly in the heart of defense? Big Auston Trusty. And guess what? The Celtic socials decided to give it a nice wee share just to make sure every single bear across the Clyde saw it before their morning cuppa. You could almost hear the collective roar of outrage from Ibrox to Sucky-Hall Street. They're greeting about it already, moaning that he should have been sent off for a challenge on Buttland. Of course he should have, lads. Every time Celtic win, apparently, someone should have been sent off. It's the same old story. Like clockwork, you can set your watch by it. Premier Sports giving him man of the match was bad enough for them, but the SPFL rubbing a bit of salt into that open wound, that's just beautiful. And the best part, Celtic fans are loving it. Comments everywhere like, here comes another statement from across the city. And top trolling from the boys. Honestly, we didn't even need to say a word. The league and the broadcasters did all the work for us. But credit where it's due, Trusty earned every bit of that praise. Coming back from injury, barely had a sniff of a start under Rodgers, and now look at him. 2 massive games, 2 massive shifts, and he's been rock solid. With Carter Vickers still out for the long term, we needed someone to step up and show a bit of bottle, and Trusty's done exactly that. The lad's settling into life at Paradise like he's been here for years. You can just feel that connection between him and the support already. Every header, every tackle, every clearance met with a roar, and the way he plays with that quiet aggression, that composure, that's proper Celtic spirit right there. So here's what I want to know from you, and think about this before answering, because it's bound to get the comments flying. Do you think Auston Trusty's becoming the kind of defender the Celtic backline's been crying out for since Van Dijk left? Or is everyone getting a wee bit carried away after a couple of big games? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's jai it. Loldy till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic dafts. Here we go again, another wee bit of transfer chat to get the blood pumping in Paradise. And this one's actually a belter. Word is, the Celtic are eyeing up a move for Kilmarnock's young midfield engine, David Watson. The 20-year-old lad who's been running the show at Rugby Park like he owns the place. According to reports coming out of the Herald, the boys are looking at him for a pre-contract, maybe even a January move. And honestly, I can see exactly why. Now, before you roll your eyes and say, another youngster from the league? Really? Hear me out. Watson's not your average up-and-comer. You're average. This boy's been pure class for Killy over the past year and a half. He's taken on responsibility. He's grabbed the captain's armband for Scotland's under-21s, and he's got that mix of composure and fight that screams future Celtic player. The kind of lad who'd run through a wall for the badge, you know what I mean? And from a Celtic point of view, this move actually makes a lot of sense. The UEFA rules for Europe say we've got to keep 8 locally trained players in the 25-man squad. And that's something we've had to be clever about for years. You can't just fill your bench with imports and hope for the best, especially when you're playing in Rome one week and freezing your boots off in Dingwall the next. So bringing in one of Scotland's top young midfielders not only ticks the box for the quota, it adds proper energy, ball-winning grit, and a bit of Scottish pride to the middle of the park. Now, the interesting part is that all of this is happening while we're still waiting for the new gaffer to be confirmed. Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney have steadied the ship nicely. Big wins over Falkirk and that glorious extra-time victory over the Rangers at Hampden. But everyone knows the next full-time boss will shape where we're heading long-term. So if the club's moving for Watson already, it tells me the recruitment team are thinking ahead, planning beyond this interim spell, which is exactly what we should be doing. Of course, Killy won't be easy to deal with. They're not daft. They know they've got a gem on their hands, and they'll want proper money for him if Celtic come calling in January. But here's the thing. If the boys really believe Watson can grow into a long-term starter, then this winter's the time to make the move, show ambition, show intent, and get him in early so he can learn the ropes at Lennoxtown before the next campaign. If we wait until summer, we could maybe get him cheaper on a pre-contract, but we risk losing him to another club, sniffing around. You know what it's like. Once a young Scottish player makes headlines, every scout from the Championship to the Bundesliga's suddenly watching him. And let's not forget, there's a busy run ahead. Europa League on Thursday, then a clash with Killy themselves at the weekend. Imagine Watson putting in a stormer against us just as the rumours are swirling. That'd be typical, wouldn't it? A lad we're linked with, tearing up our midfield right before signing for us. Seen it all before, so here's the big question for you, and I want your honest take. Should Celtic pull the trigger now and bring Watson in this January, or hold off until summer and risk losing him altogether? Hit that subscribe button, lads. Let's jay it, Leldy, till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs. Now here's one that'll get you thinking, my friend, because it seems the Celtic job at Golden Chair at Paradise might just have slipped past another top name. Word coming out of De Telegraaf is that Mark van Bommel, Van Bommel, the Dutch hardman who kicked lumps out of folk in the Champions League back in the day, has apparently turned down the chance to take over from Brendan Rodgers. Now look, I get it. Van Bommel's a name that gets folk talking. He's managed PSV, Wolfsburg, and most recently Royal Antwerp. And let's be honest, he's got a bit of that fire you like to see in a manager. The kind of guy who'd stare down a referee, not blink, and then tell you it was your fault for standing too close. But despite Celtic reportedly giving him a proper call, a serious offer to step in and take charge, he's said, nah, not this time. And before anybody jumps to conclusions thinking it's about money, it's not. Apparently, the man's been offered multi-million-dollar deals from 3 clubs in the Middle East. Proper oil money stuff, and he turned those down as well. So it's not about the pay packet. According to reports, Van Bommel's main reason is personal. His son, Ruben's, recovering from a nasty ACL injury, and the big man wants to stay close to home in the Netherlands to help him through it. Fair play to him for that, to be honest. Family always comes first. Still, you can't help but think what might have been a fiery Dutchman in the Celtic dugout, bringing that European flair back to Paradise, maybe even lobbing a boot or two at the dressing room wall when the refs do their usual nonsense. It would have been entertaining, to say the least, but instead, he's decided to bide his time, and the boys are still on the hunt for the next man to lead us forward. What's interesting is how in demand he is. Since leaving Antwerp last summer, he's had 4 proper job offers and said no to the lot. That tells you he's not desperate for a gig, he's waiting for the right one. And let's be real, managing Celtic isn't just another job. It's pressure, pride, and passion, the kind of job that either makes you a hero or sends you packing quicker than a pint disappears in a pub after an Old Firm win. So here we are again, the interim team of Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney, keeping things steady, while Dermot Desmond and the board keep flipping through their list of potential gaffers. And if Van Bommel's out, it makes you wonder, who's next? Will it be another big name from Europe? Or maybe someone who actually understands what it means to manage this club with this history? Here's what I want to ask you, though, and be honest, do you actually want a big foreign name like Van Bommel leading the Celtic? Or do you think the next manager needs to understand the soul of the club, the culture, the fight, the stuff you canny learn from a tactics board? Hit that subscribe button. Lads, let's giant loady till we hit 1,500 mad Celtic daffs.